I'm Mr. Young. I'm the principal at W.R. Castle.
And I'm Dr. Robin Hayden, and I teach 5th grade math and science at W.R. Castle.
And we always do things a little differently, so we took one poster and cut it into 4 different ones just to kind of keep us on track. Originally, I'll give you some background information about our school. We service between 375, 385 kids, just depending. It is, of course, a rural setting. We have about 70% free and reduced lunch. And academically, it's always been a very strong school. We were one of the 5-star schools just recently. Thank you, guys. Yeah, and I told them on the radio the other day that we would have been thrilled being a 4-star school, but a 5-star kind of just pats us on the back that much more. And consistently, we've always had good academics, but we've always looked to try and better ourselves. And I know Mr. Cochran was our former principal, and we were there together for 1 year, and we looked at our RTI program, and we weren't real happy with it. And that was 3 years ago, and started trying to figure out what we were going to do. You can go ahead and do the next one there. So originally, our plan was to do RTI and Gifted and Talented because we weren't real thrilled with the way it was going as well. Those were 2 areas that we felt like were deficiencies. Now, our RTI program, we had used teachers that were on planning to pull students and do. And originally, he did this to me, set up the schedule and then left and went to the board office. So I got to run it the following year, and it was very, I want to say probably haphazard, because every kid needs something different with RTI, and so every classroom was going to have different needs and be serviced differently. And so I wanted the teachers to have the ability to be teachers, to figure out what kids needed and to give that to them. So I didn't want to kind of pigeonhole them in. Over the course of the last couple of years, it's finally taken effect. And what we found is that we started doing our data this year because we were going to do RTI and Gifted and Talented, and our RTI was going really well. The board office had addressed it by giving us a person to work with Tier 3, and our teachers who were having that extra little bit of planning were going in and working with our RTI kids, and it was going well. And to be honest with you, I didn't want to mess with it. Well, then we started looking at our Gifted and Talented program, and we just recently got a transfer into us and opened a STEAM lab. And Miss Burton, and she's going to present a couple times, she's doing awesome with our kids. And so our Gifted and Talented kids are now being serviced, so we're in a position that we got a grant to do something that we don't need anymore. And so we had looked at the Greyhound Grit that they do out at Flat Gap, and they had gotten an ACT grant for it. Phenomenal program. We looked at it. I don't know that it would work in our building. So we were left with all these question marks. Well, we sent out a parent survey. The parent survey come back, everybody loves us. Of course, it's one of those parent surveys that you get back, And even on the back of it, we had information about reading, and we had information about trend data as far as attendance. And our attendance, last year at the end of the school year, our district does a monthly attendance banner, and we got it. It's the first time we had gotten it in the 3 years I was principal there. So I called Jeff immediately, and I said, dude, we won the attendance banner. He said, you did not. I said, we did, I swear. He said, wow. He said, I won it once while I was there. And he was the principal 10 years. It's monthly, so it's been given away, I don't know, what's that work out to be? Some math person figured it out. About 400 times, we've won it twice. And our attendance has not, and it's not been horrible, but that's a focus that we need because our kids are doing really well. We're very fortunate. We've got folks in the building like Dr. Hayden. We've got folks like Miss Burton that are just phenomenal teachers, and they make the most of every minute. But we got to do something to get those kids there. And so what we found on the attendance data is that we had if I took the middle school and the high school out, because those predominantly have lower attendance numbers, if I took them out and just looked at elementary, we had the lowest attendance in the district last 5 years, 3 of those 5 years. And the year that we weren't the lowest, we were next to the lowest. So we've got some issues there, and so we're going to address that. Currently, we're doing all kinds of different things that we do. The things that the board office does automatically. We do home visits. We give an attendance trophy away. We give a banner to the upstairs class with the best attendance, banner to the downstairs class with the best attendance. We have special seating in our cafeteria for attendance. We're doing a lot of things. It's just not translating. And so we're using this. And I had the opportunity at one of our ACT meetings to sit with McGoffin County High School. They're also looking at attendance. And that worked out so well for us. So as far as where we're at, 2 weeks ago we were going to do Gifted and Talented and RTI, and the more we looked at it, we're going to wonder about attendance. And so that's our direction at this point, is to try and figure out what we can do. And again, we're talking 2-3 points, but that's 2 or 3 points that's going to be a lot of learning for a lot of children. So that's kind of about it. I can give the mic to you. You can talk.
And the only thing that I want to add to what Mr. Young had to say, one thing that we did differently this year is Mr. Young had contacted a couple of the businesses there in town, and not only did he recognize the student attendance, but he recognized teacher attendance too. So at the beginning of this year, we had 2 teachers in our building who had perfect attendance all of last year. And so they got a dinner and a movie out. The local businesses had donated a movie and a dinner. So they got called out onto the floor and also was recognized for their attendance as well. So we believed that it was great for the students to not only recognize it was important for them to come to school, but to see that it was important for us to be there as well. So that was something different that we did this year that really helped.